Hello.
From that there, can you see if you can find Sandy and Evenings? We need another shoulder.
This one is Esther Graff.
Okay. This one is Lorraine. I don't know who that is.
That one is Susie Ranning.
And this one is
Sandy? Is that-
Sandy.
Oh, okay. You
Newman.
can take it from here and I'll do that one. Thank you.
You can take pictures of it.
I know, the first one I know so far.
It's multiple notes culture. Your suggestion is to suspend it?
I would, yeah, I would suspend it or drape it.
Right.
Yeah, we have clips that we can use.
Right.
And then
Like
well,
this.
we can display it in a number of different ways.
Oh, okay.
This here, so we know, you know, that that one's inside there.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And I think Catherine asked me to bring
We can either drape it, we have dowels downstairs, and which can be suspended.
This one is, number 5 is it was the same mural.
Mm-hmm.
They're all photographed and everything? The packaging? Okay.
Oh, wow.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Wow. It's got a, oh, Joe. Can I help you with that? Can you just, so I want to get this through, I don't want to drop it or, she's been so careful. Oh, yeah, isn't that gorgeous?
Our own benefit, you know, like a hat.
Okay, that's
It's
16.
like more in packaging as a logo.
Yes. Okay, so now you don't need to. I was with some girlfriends on tour.
Yes, 9 and 10.
So this girl is the 10.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, so I didn't get that.
You
You
want
wanted
to
to
go
go
on?
on? Do you want to take a picture?
Okay. Maybe we should just go through it. Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think your pins are just getting a little stuck. That's alright. That's what stabilization's for. Let's look at that one.
Maybe that's what it's going on. Do one blanket. More merchandiser in the family and
That is just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
we unfortunately we can't put anything on that wall that's preserved the walls, so we can't hang anything on there, but I can hang some things from the ceiling in front of it.
Okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
It's happy, so I'll stick them over here so they're not your fiber. Yeah, I went in the kitchen to get a job tonight.
Number 1. Catherine Wilson, honoring the Salish knitters. For almost a century, the Salish knitters of Western Canada have produced Cowichan sweaters from hand-spun wool. These distinctive sweaters are known and loved around the world. Using wool, cotton, alpaca, and silk, this scarf was woven in a turned-tie weave on a 24-shaft computerized loom to honor these Indigenous women. Two. Jennifer James, terroir coat. Terroir is defined as the complete natural environment in which a particular wine is produced, including factors such as the soil, topography, and climate. This coat is similarly impacted by nature. The 100% wool fabric of the coat was woven in plain weave on a 4-harness loom from yarns dyed with plants gathered on or near our property: goldenrod, buckthorn, jewelweed, rose Sharon, daylilies, black walnut, rose mallow, and Queen's Anne's lace. Wool broadcloth was also dyed using these plants and used for facings and seam bindings. Wool broadcloth trim was printed with maple and sumac leaves, among others. And finally, the embroidery yarns were hand spun, 80% mohair, 20% wool, and also plant dyed. Wearing this coat will remind me of my terroir. Three. Yvonne Newberry, bed cover. The bed cover is 100% natural fibers, reflects the theme as wool and silk are both very insulative fibers, perfect for a bed cover. The silk adds life to the wool. So the fibers are a wool and silk blend. The technique was Echo, 4 times modified from M. Stebensky design line. The treadling sequence was also modified. It was woven on a 16-shaft mechanical Dobby loom. Warp colors are red, blue, green, old gold hand, all hand dyed. Weft silk for the first piece and wool silk for the second. Warp were all hand dyed. Suzanne Mitchell, Tintero Poncho. This poncho was inspired by the sunset colors dyed by the weaver at a workshop in Tintero, Peru. They come from cochineal, cauliflower, and chaffee bark. The skeins were woven with a brown background and promise a cozy garment for fall. The warp and weft are brown 2-ply medium condensed wool yarn. The warp colors, natural dyed by the weaver from plants in Tintero. Handspun wool skeins were purchased in the village. The technique is a point twill. The set is 8 ends per inch and it was a 4 harness loom. Number 5, Fire's Warmth. Woven and felted women's jacket. Fabric was woven on the Kingston's Guild 100-inch loom with the help of Esther Graff. The neutral warp was overshadowed with bright reds and oranges from my stash. The felt is hand-laid and manipulated. I thought they complemented each other. The lining is pure silk, dyed in a natural dye logwood and completely hand-stitched. The heat of the fire served to warm our cold winter, hand-assembled and assembled using a selection of different embroidery stitches. Number 6. Colleen Thompson, Frosty Panes. This felted wall hanging was completed during lockdown number 2. Locked in by cold and ice, with icicles dripping from the eaves, the vigorous activity needed in hand felting was an antidote to winter's chill. Seven. Catriona Sinclair. A gilet for a ghillie. This gilet is made from a leftover piece of cloth from a blanket I had woven for my brother. I wanted a blanket that could be draped on the couch so one could wrap oneself in it to ward off the chill. After finishing the blanket, I had a piece of leftover fabric enough to make a vest or gilet for my brother. I had in mind the kind of thing a Scottish ghillie would wear. Ghillies are staff of big estates in Scotland who care for the wildlife, prevent poaching, and might take guests hunting. This piece reflects the theme of fibres naturally, because the yarn is Harrisville Highland 100% virgin wool, a blend of the finest merino cross wools from New Zealand and a soft Australian wool, spun in Harrisville, New Hampshire. The loom was slayed at 8 ends per inch, and the cloth was woven on 8 shafts. I mixed plain weave in the body with an 8 harness twill for interest at the borders. I am pleased how the fabric drapes when sewn into a gilet with a cover with a lovely soft hand. The closures are made of horn and leather, typical of those worn by a Scottish ghillie. Number 8. Germaine Osborne, Sea Life. This scarf is 50% tencel or lyocell, which is produced from sustainably sourced wood, and 50% silk, which is a natural protein fiber used for centuries. These two fibers have been interwoven to produce a soft, luxurious, drapey scarf. The design is a nod to our natural environment and to our oceans, which we, the people of Earth, have to care for in order for life on this planet to survive. The warp 22 tencel, hand-painted in olive, sky blue and violet. The weft, pale green slubby silk. 24 shafts, 6 ends advancing twill. The treadling is Sea Life 2, original design with fish, seahorses, jellyfish and starfish. and a twisted fringe with small glass beads. Number 9, Cathay Broughton, Alpaca Pinwheel Scarf. For many people, alpaca is the pinnacle of luxury. It is softer than many wools and has become more available in the last few years. This scarf is made from natural, cream-colored 100% alpaca from DL Farms in Lucknow, as well as 90% rose gray 10% merino yarn from Zeraldo Alpaca in London. It was woven on an 8-shaft Leclerc compact loom using draft number 59 from a weaver's book of 8-shaft patterns edited by Carol Strickler. This minimally processed alpaca has such a soft hand and is so warm, it truly promotes the qualities of this natural fiber. Number 10, Cathay Broughton, a rustic luxury skirt. This skirt was created to showcase the luxury, drape, and look that can only be achieved with natural fibers. The main body of the skirt is woven with a fine single-ply linen. Many fear weaving with linen, but it has qualities that cannot be found anywhere else. The main skirt is a herringbone pattern with the front panel underlay woven in plain weave on the same linen, although a different set, to provide structure for the overlay. The linen was dyed just a few shades darker than its natural color to enhance the effect of the overlay. The overlay is woven in fine silk as 3 brands woven separately with 3 shuttles, which were woven on the loom all at once. These bands are connected by a 4th shuttle, creating a wavy, weft floats that both reflect the herringbone shape from the main skirt, as well as giving an ethereal feather-like appearance to the front of the skirt. This contrast between rustic linen and the luxury silk makes this skirt a unique piece that is sure to attract attention anywhere it is worn. The overlay was woven on an 8-shaft Leclerc compact loom, and the linen portions were woven as 2 separate warps on an AVL FDL loom using 4 shafts for the plain weave warp and 8 shafts were used for the herringbone warp. All design, weaving, sewing and finishing was done by myself. Number 11, Sandy Nemanje, Reflections of the Bijou. Using a filet crochet pattern found on antiquepatternlibrary.org, I recharted a series of the creatures depicted on the borders of the Bijou tapestry to make a table runner. As linen is the base for the Bijou tapestry, it is most appropriate to use this fiber for the runner. The weaving was done using a 50-shaft draw loom system with 5-shaft satin. The warp is 22 half bleach linen. Weft is 2/9 linen in V blue. Number 12, Esther Graff, Mountain Landscape. Mountain landscape was created during the COVID pandemic. The mountains are always a favorite medium and reminded me of the distant west coast where family members live. It was created by wet felting wool and then adding the metal with stitching. Hand stitching was a very meditative process. The metal pieces were picked up on one of my walks around my neighborhood and just seemed to fit into the landscape. Background was also hand felted wool and silk fiber and sewn into a wood frame. Number 13, Susie Rennick, My Veggie Garden, of carrots, lettuce, red peppers, cauliflower, corn, garlic, and tomatoes. Fibres, naturally. What could be more natural than have lots of nutritional fiber? This is 100% linen. The lining has a compartment for a credit card, which is a commercial cotton fabric. The weave structure is a 5-shaft bound weave, and the strap is double Greek lace. Number 14, Lorraine Hyatt. Hand-dyed, hand-spun, hand-knitted sweater. This is my COVID self-challenge. I dyed small skeins and roving using goldenrod, marigold, Queen's Anne's lace, jewel wheat, mullein, morning glory, phragmites, and walnut, and some Kool-Aid colors. The wool is lamb fleece from my daughter's farm and several bats bought at the Woodstock Fleece Festival spun on my Ken Hyatt wheel. Number 15, Lisa Graves, Under the Sea. A hand-woven table runner inspired by draft number 607 of a Handweavers book of 8-shaft patterns by Carol Strickler. This is an 8-shaft tied weave. The warp weft and pattern weft are all 2/8 cotton. The fiber is 100% cotton, which is a natural fiber. The set is 20. Number 16, Yvonne Newberry, Poncho. Fibers are 100% wool, some singles worsted and some 2-ply fine. It's an Echo 4 times modified from M. Stubenski. The design line woven on 8 shafts on a mechanical Dobby loom. The finished woven pieces were overdyed with purples. The warp colors: blue singles, gold, maroon, brown singles, weft, brown singles. The resulting woven overdyed fabric became very lofty. For a poncho, to insulate the wearer against the chill in the fall is ideal.